Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dissect corporate filings so you don't have to, and this time we have Prairie operating, and I am not horsing around. This filing is a wild ride. We will uncover how this little-known oil and gas company, just listed on the Nasdaq, is betting big on the Denver-Julesburg Basin, while juggling a series of bold moves and carrying significant risk. Buckle up because this report is full of strategic shifts and heavy financial bets. The oil and gas industry is a changing landscape. Prairie operates in the Denver-Julesburg Basin, or DJ Basin, which they describe as one of the premier resource plays in the U.S. They are focused on acquiring and developing oil, natural gas, and natural gas liquids, or NGLs, while trying to be environmentally conscious. Basically, they want to get more energy out of the ground while following environmental rules. As of the end of 2024, their assets included what they call the Genesis assets, Central Weld assets, and some assets under an option purchase. In 2024, they drilled wells on some of their Genesis assets and expect them to start producing soon. Getting permits in a timely manner is important to their plans. They say they have already gotten some key approvals, including one that covers up to 72 gross wells. But here's the real kicker. In early 2025, they announced a deal to acquire assets from Basewater for over $600 million. This would significantly increase their size and scope of operations. But there's no guarantee this deal will actually go through. They need to secure financing, and there are other closing conditions that must be met. Another big move was acquiring the Central Weld assets in October 2024. This acquisition included 26 producing wells. They plan to develop these assets further, but there's no guarantee that their plans will work out as expected. Now, here's where things get interesting. Prairie Operating used to be in the cryptocurrency mining business. In January 2024, they sold all their crypto mining equipment to a private buyer for $2 million. This sale included $1 million in cash and $1 million in deferred payments, meaning they will be paid over time. This means they exited the crypto business and are now fully focused on oil and gas. Let's talk about their reserves, or the estimated quantities of oil and gas that they can potentially extract. As of the end of 2024, their estimated proved reserves were about 26.1 million barrels of oil equivalent. These estimates are based on a report by an independent engineering firm. It's important to remember that these are just estimates, and the actual amount of oil and gas recovered could be different. As of the end of 2024, a lot of their reserves are still undeveloped. They plan to invest nearly $300 million to bring those reserves to production. Looking at their production numbers, in 2024, they produced 96,000 barrels of oil, 245 million cubic feet of natural gas, and 33,000 barrels of natural gas liquids. This resulted in total revenues of nearly $8 million. They also had average sales prices of $68.60 per barrel of oil, $2.25 per thousand cubic feet of natural gas, and $24.03 per barrel of natural gas liquids. Their average lease operating expenses, which are the costs to operate and maintain the wells, were about $7.44 per barrel of oil equivalent. Now, let's look at some financials. In the fourth quarter, they incurred a net loss of around $40 million. This loss was impacted by several factors, including stock-based compensation, legal and accounting costs, and losses on derivatives. One of their largest customers accounted for 80% of their oil, natural gas, and NGL revenue, so that's something to keep an eye on. The oil and gas industry is heavily regulated and subject to various federal, state, and local laws. These regulations cover everything from drilling permits to environmental protection. Failing to comply with these laws can result in significant penalties. There is increasing concern about climate change, which has led to higher political and regulatory risks. Greenhouse gas emissions are becoming a major focus, and there could be new laws or regulations that impact the industry. It is important to note a lot of potential risks. These risks include their ability to fund their drilling plan, commodity price volatility, and competition from other oil and gas companies. They also face the risk that they may not be able to complete the Basewater acquisition, and even if they do, they may not realize the anticipated benefits. Another important factor is the market value of the company's stock. The aggregate market value of the voting and non-voting common equity held by non-affiliates was about $107 million as of June 2024. This gives you an idea of the company's size and value in the market. So what's our take on Prairie operating? On one hand, they are making big moves to grow their business in what they call the premier DJ Basin, Weld County. Their management seems experienced. The Basewater acquisition, if completed, could be a game changer. On the other hand, they are facing a lot of risk and have a history of losses, and all their E/P assets are in the DJ Basin, making them potentially vulnerable to regional events. The final verdict, Prairie operating, is certainly one to watch. It's a high-risk, high-reward situation. Whether they can successfully execute their plans and overcome these challenges remains to be seen. If you enjoyed this corporate deep dive, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.